Hey everyone, welcome to our second session. So if you're here for the first time, अगर आप पहली बार ये session देख रहे हो, तो let me tell you, this is our second session, okay? So we do have a video of our first session, which is the Introduction to Japanese session 1. Please go check that out first so that you're not all, confused और आपको पता ही ना चले कि यहाँ पे हो क्या रहा है. So make sure that you go check it out first. And if you're here for the second session, after watching our first one, welcome back. Well, जैसे मैंने आपको बोला था last time that we are going to learn the basic sentence pattern today. So let's go without further ado, है ना? Basic sentence pattern आज हम सीखेंगे. What we're going to learn is how to form or how to construct a sentence in Japanese. But that is going to be very, very basic. Of course, पहली बारी में एकदम से jump नहीं करेंगे कि अरे हाँ मतलब fluently Japanese किसी को भी आएगा नहीं. तो चलो सीखते हैं how do you form the basic sentence pattern. Okay, this is the noun sentence pattern. As you can see, the first character that you see here is a kanji. Now, if you remember last time, हमने सीखे थे कि there are 3 scripts in Japanese, correct? The hiragana, katakana, and kanji. This character that you see is the kanji. So this character reads as watashi. Okay, watashi. It means I or myself. Okay. The next character that you see is written in hiragana, and that is read as wa. Okay, wa. Now, if you closely observe, if you've read the scripts, अगर आपने थोड़ी सी पढ़ाई की होगी last time के बाद, तो you must have realized कि ये जो character है ना, वो अगर आप hiragana script देखोगे, if you see the hiragana script, you will see that this character is pronounced as ha in the script, H-A, ha, okay? But now we make an exception when it comes in a sentence. तो जब ये कैरेक्टर एक सेंटेंस में आता है, ओके, व्हेन इट कम्स इन अ सेंटेंस, इट चेंजेस, द प्रोनाउंसिएशन चेंजेस टू वा, and that is because this character is used as a particle and not as a separate individual character. सिर्फ उतना ही नहीं, ये particle की जगह यूज की जाते हैं. What does a particle do? Let me give you an example. In English, like how we have the, and, करेक्ट. तो बेसिकली वा जो है, ये जो पार्टिकल है, इट एक्चुअली डज द सेम जॉब एज एंड द. ओके, जापानीज में ऑफकोर्स थोड़ा सा इसका यूज अलग होता है. आई विल कीप एक्सप्लेनिंग एज एंड व्हेन वी गो अहेड, बट यू नीड टू रिमेंबर दैट दिस इज द टॉपिक मार्कर और दिस इज द सब्जेक्ट हाइलाइटर ऑफ अ सेंटेंस. ओके, मतलब क्या कि जो सब्जेक्ट होता है ना सेंटेंस में, इफ आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट माई सेल्फ, इफ आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट माई शूज, इफ आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट अ बैग, okay, so whatever is the subject of the sentence, this particle always highlights the subject, है ना? तो मतलब highlights मतलब क्या कि जो ये subject होता है उसके तुरंत बाद, right after the subject, is where this particle is placed. Okay, now in this particular sentence, I'll quickly read out the sentence to you. It's written watashi wa, there's a blank, and then this word is des. ओके, देश. तो देश का मतलब होता है, हिंदी में बता दी आपको, देश का मतलब होता है हूं. तो बेसिकली मैं तेजस्विनी हूं, करेक्ट. सो जैसे मेरा नाम अब तेजस्विनी है, तो मैं जैसे अब ये मेरा नाम बताऊंगी लोगों को, तो आई से दिस वेरी इन अ वेरी बेसिक सेंटेंस फॉर्मेट, करेक्ट. मैं तेजस्विनी हूं. सो द हू दैट यू हियर इन द एंड, स्पेशली अब आज जो मेरे को सर्दी हुई है उसके बाद तो ये काफी डिस्टिंक्टली सुनाई दे रहा है. तो ये जो हूं है एट द एंड, दैट इज व्हाट दिस देश डज. द जॉब ऑफ दिस इज दैट पर्टिकुलर thing. Okay, so in English, if you literally translate, it is I am Tejaswini. But now, if you carefully observe, okay, before we move ahead, there is a very, very important rule that you need to remember in Japanese. And that is the translation of a Japanese language sentence. Okay, the translation, when you translate a Japanese language sentence, it replicates either the Hindi bhasha or the Marathi bhasha. Okay, तो जितने भी लोग यहाँ पे हिंदी में बात करते हैं, रिमेंबर, डू नॉट ट्रांसलेट योर सेंटेंसेस इन इंग्लिश, because the noun and the verb placement in English is completely different than in Japanese. तो जैसे हम हिंदी में बात करते हैं ना, I'm sure all of you all know Hindi. So as we translate in Hindi, it is perfectly placed, the noun and the verb. But if you translate the same sentence in English, you will realize, you will understand that the noun and the verb placement is different. To give you an example immediately, when I say I'm Tejaswini in English, मेरा नाम end में जाता है, correct? My name comes in the end. I am Tejaswini, correct? But when you say the same thing in Japanese, watashi wa Tejaswini des. Okay, so Tejaswini comes in between and the sentence ends with des. Okay, now if you closely observe in Hindi, I say मैं watashi wa Tejaswini hu des. Okay, that is why whenever you want to translate a Japanese language sentence or whenever you want to say something in Japanese, the first thing that you should do is always form your sentences in Hindi. Okay, and then translate them to Japanese, because that's the exact literal translation that you will be able to do, and not the English one, क्योंकि वो गलत हो जाएगा. ठीक है? Moving on. This is what I just explained. So watashi wa, okay, you can take a screenshot of this for your practice. Watashi wa, the name comes in the middle and des. So watashi wa, anything, Prachi des, Ani des, Tanaka des, depending on your name, that'll come here and des. Okay, this is the basic sentence pattern. Now if you understand the sentence, ये sentence का मतलब क्या होता है? मैं dash dash as in the blank हूँ. The dash, the blank can be replaced by a lot of things. Okay, to give you a couple of more examples, here are they. There is nationality that you can say कि मैं भारतीय हूँ, मैं जापानी हूँ, मैं अमेरिका से हूँ, or whatever, correct? Or there is occupation. जैसे for example, I'm a teacher, right? I'm teaching you, तो मैं teacher हूँ, या फिर मैं doctor हूँ, student हूँ, whatever it is. And the name we just learned. तो चलो जानते हैं कि what are the nationalities and what are the occupations. Okay, here is a quick vocabulary list for you all. इसका भी एक screenshot निकाल लो, या ये फिर कहीं लिख लो आप, so that you remember these and you have to go through this vocab every single day for you to remember. That's the key. I told you in the first lesson, if you remember, I told you that memorization is the key. Memory is the key. So आप ये रोज पढ़ते रहो and in no time you'll master this. Okay, so chalo, I'll tell you the pronunciations of each of these words. The first one is doctor. उसको Japanese में बोलते हैं ईशा. Okay, Isha. Now this is not our regular name. ये ब्रह्मास्त्र वाली ईशा नहीं है इधर. Sorry for the bad joke, but this is actually a Japanese word. So for doctor in Japanese language, the word is Isha. A student is called gakusei. Okay. Now if you carefully see, it's actually written as gakusei. Okay, gakusei, but it's pronounced as gakusei. A teacher is called sensei. Sensei. So I'm a sensei. Okay. An employee is kaisha in. Kaisha in. Now, an employee. What does an employee mean? A company employee, basically. If you're working in an MNC, if you're working for a big company, okay, you're a company employee. So kaisha is company in employee. So kaisha in, company employee. Okay. A lawyer is bengoshi. Bengoshi. Okay, after every word, if you've noticed, I've paused for a bit for you to say it after me. So I hope you did that. If not, thoda sa video ko piche leke jaiye, and after every word, make sure that you repeat after me. Okay, now of course there are a lot of occupations in this world. We cannot cover each one of them, otherwise matlab pura video ही खत्म हो जाएगा. So what we can do is we can Google, right? तो आपके पास एक बहुत ही बड़ा हथियार है. You can Google the occupation that you are in and make sure that you use them wisely in the sentences. ठीक है? अब इसका sentence formation कैसा होगा वो तो मैंने आपको बता दिया है. तो एक दो बारी practice करते हैं. Let's start with the first one, a teacher. Okay, so when I introduce myself, I say watashi wa Tejaswini des. Okay, the next thing I say is watashi wa sensei des. I'm going to quickly repeat both the sentences. Watashi wa Tejaswini des. Watashi wa sensei des. Okay, now the sensei, of course, can be replaced by any of these occupations, whatever your occupation is. Okay, the most common ones are engineer, correct? The engineer. So engineer, Isha, kaisha in. So you can replace the blank with all these occupations. Or if your occupation is not mentioned here, you can Google it. If not, if you don't find it, you know what to do, right? You have to make sure that you write your occupation down in the comment section below, and I will reply and I will tell you what your occupation means in Japanese in no time. So niche comment section mein zarur comment karna. Okay. The next part now is we're going to learn how to say that I'm from this country, or I'm in the origin, basically कि ये मैं यहाँ से origin मेरा है. ऐसे अगर आपको बोलना है तो how do you say that? You say watashi wa Indo-jin desu. Okay, now let's break the sentence to you. Watashiwa का meaning आपको पता है, I or myself. Correct. Des का meaning आपको already पता है, who. Now what is country and jin? तो जैसे हम लोग बोलते हैं भारतीय, करेक्ट, देयर आर टू पार्ट्स, भारतीय या भारत. भारत मतलब तो कंट्री, करेक्ट. बट आई डोंट से कि मैं भारत हूं, करेक्ट. आई डोंट से आई एम इंडिया, आई से आई एम एन इंडियन, या फिर मैं भारतीय हूं. तो ये जो जिन है ना, वो काम उसका काम करता है. सो यू डोंट से जस्ट द कंट्री, यू से नानी नानी जिन देश. सो वट एवर द कंट्री इज, फॉर एग्जाम्पल इंडिया, that is Indo, it's written in katakana, if you notice. Why? Because a foreign language word, correct? India is a foreign language word. So Indo jin des, main bharatiya, Indo jin bharatiya hu, correct? If I just say watashi wa Indo des, that will mean I am India. Am I India? No, but I am an Indian, correct? So main bharatiya hu, watashi wa Indo jin des. That's what the jin does. Jin literally translates to a person in Japanese. मतलब अगर jin का आप meaning ढूंढोगे, ये वो वाला jin नहीं है जो आप सोच रहे हैं. This is the Japanese jin, and if you actually look up for the meaning, the like the Google or the dictionary will tell you that this means a human or a person. Okay, so basically I'm an Indian person. ये literal translation होगा इसका, but of course we don't say that. कि ऐसे हम बोलते नहीं है ना कि I'm an Indian person. You say I'm an Indian. So that's exactly what I'm trying to tell you here. So watashi wa Indo jin desu. Now of course this can be replaced if you're watching from any other part of the country, any other part of the world. You can say I am from America. So watashi wa America jin desu. Watashi wa Igiritsu jin desu, and so on. Whatever your country name is, that name and jin desu. Okay, I hope you all have understood. Today's session was really, really simple because it was the first one and the basic sentence pattern. What I want you all to do is, if you're confused about anything, please go back in the video. Make sure that you try to rewatch it. एक बार फिर देख लो, try to understand what I'm saying. And if you still have any doubt, अगर आपको कुछ भी doubt है, if you think I'm going too fast, too slow, put them in the comment section below. Whatever you feel, feedbacks are always welcome and more than welcome rather. जितना आप हमें बोलोगे उतना हम लोग नई नई चीजें लाने की कोशिश करेंगे. तो make sure that you put anything and everything in the comment section below. Stay connected, talk to me whenever you can, and I hope you liked this video as well. But before you go, of course, I have some homework for you. Now, what is your homework for today? ये मैं कैसे check करूँगी? Don't worry about it. मेरी आँखें चारों तरफ है. I'll make sure that you do the homework. But for that, you really, really need to sit down and do this. It's not for me. It's for you. Okay, guys, you need to remember कि हर बारी जब मैं homework दूँगी, तो आपको ये करना है, क्योंकि this will make you better. है ना? तो आज का homework है that you have to write your name, nationality and occupation. थोड़ा सा difficult अगर आपको करना है, तो आप directly hiragana में लिख सकते हो. I've already shared both the scripts in my previous session. एक बार जाके वो देख लीजिए. If you are here for the second time, you already know the scripts. So write all these three answers in hiragana. जो words आपको लग रहे हैं कि foreign language है, of course you have to write them in katakana, as you all know. If you think कि अरे difficulty इतना नहीं बढ़ाना, you don't want to make it difficult immediately in the second class, not to worry. Make sure that you write these sentences in English. मतलब script English होगी, but the answers would be in Japanese. Basically, जो मैंने आपको ये slide में दिखाया था, correct? So you will write them like this. Watashi wa, W-A-T-A-S-H-I. ऐसे करके आप लिखोगे उसको. Okay? Please make sure that you do the homework. अगर आपको कोई भी doubt है, आपको पता है comment section में आप लिख सकते हो. If you want to write these answers in the comment section, more than welcome. मैं फटाफट check करके आपको वहीं पे reply करके बता दूंगी आपका कुछ अगर गलती है तो. And if not, kudos, 5-star दे दूंगी मैं आपको. I hope you liked this session. If you did, make sure you give this video a big like. Subscribe to our channel. We're going to bring a lot more content, a lot more new videos, a lot about the language, and not just the language, of course, the culture and everything else under the roof and under the sun that we can think of, ताकि आपको भी पता चले कि अरे Japan कैसा देश है, what are the different types of things in Japanese, what is their culture, of course about the language, and we're going to come up with a lot of interesting and new stuff for you guys. So make sure that you subscribe to our channel, like this video, and of course comments तो मतलब इतनी बारी बोल ही चुकी हूँ, तो I'm sure आपने कर भी दिया होगा. Thank you so much for watching this. Stay tuned for the next one. Video 3, that is session 3, will be out soon.